we should have talked about this when we started, but I for some reason didn't go in order. This is like our podcast. Oh wait, no, we didn't. Never mind. We're good.
I thought I did. I thought I panicked at when you said do it, and I was like, what?
I'm innocent. No, we're good. So there's some riots going on in France, I believe.
Oui.
Right? Or is it Paris? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So most of it isn't video game related. Basically, the police unfortunately shot a 17-year-old delivery driver, and for like trying to escape, and it caused like these mass riots and protests. However, the president is blaming social media and video games. And what I find an unbelievable quote. Let's see here. Violence has devastating consequences if we have zero tolerance for content that promotes or incites hatred or violent behavior of any part or on any part of Snapchat. A Snapchat spoken told AP, so it's the wrong spot. I'm quoting. I want to get to the one that I actually care about. Where is it? Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Macron, this is the president who said this. We sometimes have the feeling that some of them are living out in the streets the video games that have intoxicated them.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
Man, I played Payday once, and now look at me. I'm trying to rob banks. I'm trying to rob banks
every other Thursday. Yeah, like, man, I played Mortal Kombat once, and now I have the physical strength to
I'm gonna rip someone's heart out of their chest.
I absolutely have the power to literally pierce my hand into this person's chest.
It's just like it's not only a complete deflection, it's a terrible one at that. Like no one runs out in the street reliving their video game, like it's like, imagine if I just played Zelda and like, you know what, I want to walk around the streets with a sword and shield, like slashing people, like what. So
I think you said earlier what about this shooting that happened. That was a police involved shooting.
Yeah. If I didn't, which I mean, like it's terrible.
And it couldn't be, and this whole riots thing couldn't be because of, police brutality, increase in housing and income inequality, or race policy in France is just be colorblind, to quote the article.
Right.
Like, it couldn't be because things are kind of absolutely garbage in France. Like, if you've ever seen a couple of videos, not recently, but like a few months to like a year ago or so, you know that their immigration policies have allowed for their streets to look like an actual bomb went off in them. Their streets are just loaded with squatters and trash.
In Paris?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
I've been paying attention to this on the DL for a little while.
Because of this has been going on that long?
No other riots.
Okay.
Like for like the George Floyd thing, they had a riot for that, but or protest is really the word.
Oh, they just have them frequently.
Yeah, but the other issues are really, like Rob said, like there's much worse issues. Well, not parallel to that, but there's just terrible issues going on in France or Paris, whatever, and they are just they're rising up. They're like, yeah, we're done with your crap. And when the president says something stupid like this, it's hard not to get behind them.
Deflect the blame. Oh yes, TikTok and social media and video games are to blame. Dude, we had this exact same conversation for fucking years. We had these conversations when violent video games were just starting to come out, around the time Mortal Kombat and whatnot came out, and that's how the ESRB happened, which I agree with. That was unnecessary.
Right. But every time there's a school shooting or something, some sort of mass shooting or whatever, they always do the same thing. It's video games, these damn games. You're playing your stupid Animal Crossing, you're getting mad at Tom Nook, and then you go shoot something. No, that's not what is happening. It's these mentally ill people that, like, see no way out other than to do this.
And to just burn the world as badly as it's burned them.
Right.
I absolutely love... Yeah. I'm going to go, like, yes, let me just play Stardew Valley and then immediately get the urge to open up with an AK-47.
Right. Where's the correlation? Which psychologist is telling these, like, whatever they're called, the politicians that, like, this is the correlation? It's like, oh, you played Cookie Clicker? Damn, what is wrong with you?
This is some mad projecting nonsense, and it literally couldn't be because of the fact that France is literally dealing with. I see in the comments here for the article, and I do love going into these comments because people aren't going to hold back on these kind of things.
Right.
It is absolutely a touch out of reality kind of thing. To paraphrase this article, it's similar problems to what we experience in America: an overly militarized police force, with police officers kitted to the teeth, treating violence as the answer to everything and not answerable to justice no matter what they do, as well as financial inequalities and difficulties that everybody is experiencing right now. And this nice little one here that I really love is that the French system for reporting incidents like this doesn't record ethnicity. So there is a general belief that the system is racist and no way to prove that it isn't. So there's no transparency on these kind of things either.
Right.
So what I would love to know is why they say, like, yeah, because people are going to just record everything. This isn't new. People recording major events like these and riots and whatnot, this is not new. People were doing this the minute YouTube was available.
Oh, yeah.
And would share.
Oh, before that too. Like ever since, forget just video games. Look at back in the 80s, the satanic panic with Dungeons and Dragons. Mary's summoning demons in the basement playing D&D.
You know what I'm doing in the basement while I'm playing D&D? I'm playing.
No.
No, let me cook.
Just because in my fantasy world, I also own a bunch of socks doesn't mean that,
It doesn't mean that they have to be crusty.
Right. Yeah. Apparently,
the only thing I'm doing when I play Dungeons and Dragons is I'm hoping to God I'm going to pull off this con save with my dwarf paladin, which is hilarious because I'm actually rather tall in real life. Tall guy playing a short guy. It's funny to me.
Nice.
That I'm not concerned with.
I like that.
Yes, let me just carve this pentagram into my wrist.
Right.
And
bring it to school and I'll summon Satan to destroy my enemies or whatever they think is going to happen.
God-fearing boomers, man. Like every friggin' time. Yeah. Like how we had to deal with these kind of talks about, violence, video game violence and whatnot around the time of Columbine. And, hearing the excuse on the Buffalo, New York shooting and whatnot, blaming for that. It's just these dipshit politicians looking for an out to blame people and blame literally anybody but their own failings of society and that they allowed this to get this far.
Right. Well, this Macron guy, whoever he is, he's a moron. I don't know if you saw this quote. He said, "We sometimes have the feeling that some of them are living out in the streets. The video games have intoxicated them."
Yeah, that's fine.
How are they playing video games if they live on the street? Where's what? Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's the video games influencing them on the street. I think it's the meth and crack they're doing under the bridge down the highway.
I think it's the rampant increase of, immigration and refugees and just having a bunch of squatters in the streets coming from these countries, not really being able to get a leg up, and just the severe housing and income inequality. Like,
yeah.
Anything to just not address the elephant in the room and actually take responsibility. But I guess bureaucracy works in mysterious ways, so what the hell do I know?
It's just, I don't know. It's sad. Either I don't know if he actually believes it or is purely using it as a scapegoat. But
scapegoat / PR stunt, absolutely.
I don't know. It's just crazy to me. I just don't know how you can logically put the two together. By that logic, then what's his thoughts on movies?
Right. Thanos snapped half the world away. Maybe I should make that happen. Like, what? No. It's illogical. Well,
if we're gonna talk about movies, why don't we talk about TV shows too? And that like the murder shows like NCIS or CIA or whatever,
look at
They're informative. To coin the term from South Park, informative murder porn.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Look at 13 Reasons Why, the uproar when that came out. Everybody was like, "Oh, this show's going to teach my kid to play Sudoku."
Yeah.
And it's like no. Like this show is like showing you like what actually happens. Like this stuff actually happens. It's not to like show your kids this outlet or, you know, whatever, this way out or however you want to put it. But like I don't know, like it's just because a kid sees this doesn't mean like okay, he's going to go do it. Like no, just you explain to them, talk to them, especially if they're young and impressionable.
No, heaven forbid these wife-hating Karen couples ever, you know, practice communication in a healthy manner to their family members. No. It can't be my failure. It has to be society that failed my children.
Right.
I mean, look, I will say this, though. I do think to some degree social media does play a certain role in, like, not uprising, like in the development of especially children. However, I don't think it's to the extreme point of a riot. Like, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I look, I will always say that technically, I believe Facebook and other social media has been a net negative for, like, people growing up, like, you know, elementary, high school, whatever. But
definitely.
but I would not go as far as to say, oh, but they're also causing riots because of it. Like, no, they're just fed up with the system, you know?
Right.
It just, I don't know, like all of it's stupid, you know. Especially like, if he just said that, like, oh, there's a mental health crisis because of social media, that's a totally separate issue.
That's but like a real thing, though. Like right, that makes sense.
Right, but when you say, oh, social media and video games, it makes you want to live out these things in the real world. You lost me, like, you know.
No,
it's just. Yeah, it's stupid. Like you said, it's just like old politicians.
What, it lets me live out my fantasies where I can actually feel like I'm doing good for somebody? Wow.
Right?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, don't know how long these riots are going to go for, but if this guy's as dumb as he is when he says this stuff, then it's probably going to be a while. So, vive la resistance, and I can say that.
Yeah, is it time to? I feel like I've heard talk of it over the years, but is it time to start cranking out guillotines again? I'm kind of feeling.
Honestly, dude, I was saying that to someone the other day. We should bring back like public executions for like the really bad people. I don't know. It could be cool.
Feeling some death penalty, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's not a political stance. I think it'd be cool.
Yes, Goons, Games, and Anarchy.
Why would you say Goons, Games, and Guillotines? What? They charge with a G.
Because I wasn't talking. No, you're right.
Okay.
You're right. I'm at fault. I said the stupid thing. It could have been better. I'll workshop it.
Stinky.